It's your boy back again for another thriller. That man Dooley. What I'm gonna ask y'all to do for me today is like, subscribe to my channel, cause I love this sports shit, and I know you love this sports shit. Okay? That's why you're here. Why else you here, alright? So, what we got going on today is a little first take-ish. Max Kellerman and Stephen A debating Kristaps Porzingis over but Porzingis being traded to the Dallas Mavericks. Teaming up with my new young favorite player, Luka Doncic? Oh my goodness. Let's tune into this first take-ish, because you know I got something to say. I know you got something to say. That man!
Obviously, if this was James Dolan talking to us, I wouldn't believe a damn word that I'm hearing. But if you're talking about Steve Mills, the president, if you're talking about Scott Perry, the general manager, and you listen to what they're articulating, which is that Kristaps Porzingis, a guy that missed the last 34 games of the regular season last year because of that nasty knee injury, who hasn't played the game this year, who prospective marquee free agents are looking at if they want to be a New York Knick to see, A, what his health situation looks like, whether or not he's going to be ready to go into the future, and B, whether or not he wants to be there. When this man walks into your office and tells you that he no longer wants to be a part of your franchise and that he is not going to hide the fact that he doesn't want to be there. Essentially, he's telling you he wants out and that he's going to encourage others not to want to come in. If you're the New York Knicks and you're thinking about your future, you have to make that move. So now we dissect and we analyze what move did they make. Okay, DeAndre Jordan, $22 million. That's coming off your cap at the end of the season. Wes Matthews, $18 million. That's coming off your cap at the end of the season. You're talking about the New York Knicks, who had approximately $30 million in cap space, now having $74 million in cap space, a minimum of $68 million, potentially as high as...
I like the move, but I mostly like the move for the New York Knicks. And here's why. You don't know how Porzingis will come back. Porzingis is coming fresh off an injury. We all know what happens with big men and injuries, okay? So with Porzingis coming back fresh off the injury, I don't feel like Kristaps. We have to see how the kid comes out before we can make any judgments. Now on the Knicks side, you get Wesley Matthews, you get DeAndre Jordan, and what's that young kid, Dennis Smith Jr.? No, Mavs. You shouldn't have got rid of Dennis Smith, okay? And the Knicks still traded off Tim Hardaway and Trey Burke and a few others. Oh, man. This shit all over the place, man. Anyways, let's continue this footage. That man. That man.
$77 million, but right now along the lines of $74.6 million or something along those lines. That gives them the opportunity to get not one, but two max players in free agency. You're talking Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Kyrie Irving, just to name a few, who are all scheduled. Kemba Walker as well, all scheduled to be available this coming free agency. You acquired Dennis Smith Jr., who that damn Phil Jackson should have drafted instead of Frank Ntilikina, some dude from Paris, okay? This is the guy that he drafted instead of Dennis Smith Jr. So you got him at only $5 million. You've created enough cap space to get two max players, and you've put yourself in play to compete against a Brooklyn Nets team who's about 3 games over 500, devoid of a star, but clearly aiming to have enough cap space for two max players as well, along with the Los Angeles Clippers, who's clearly aiming for that as well. If you're going to compete with them, you had to create enough cap space, because the belief is if we have enough cap space to get two, we have a better chance at getting a marquee free agent than if we only had a cap space for one and we're asking somebody to come here and be the savior by themselves. That's the thinking of the New York Knicks.
Hold on, Stephen A. Absolutely. When you talk about cap space, the Knicks surely did the right thing to put them in position to get the players they need. Okay? That's a fact. But, ladies and gentlemen, nobody wants to play in New York City. Okay? That's the problem. Okay? Nobody's gonna go to the Knicks and take them seriously. When is the last time the New York Knicks have been a serious contender? And if you say the Melo era, you don't know basketball. Just stop talking basketball right now. Okay? The Melo era, they weren't contenders. They were jokers. Okay? That's what I call them. The last time the New York Knicks were contenders were in the 90s with Van Gundy, Sprewell, Patrick Ewing, Allen Houston, LJ, John Starks, and they didn't win shit there. Okay? Anyways, back to this first take, Ish, man. It's that man Dooley. Like and subscribe one time, though. You understand? Dooley.
And even though I don't necessarily like it per se, because a star is leaving them, I can't ignore the fact that I can't blame them for going all in, because my God, nothing else that they have done in the last 20 years has worked. This is a new plan, the first time they've been in a situation like that, and I applaud it.
You know how Godzilla stomps through Tokyo? I'm about to do Maxzilla stomping through New York because I'm going to flame the Knicks right now. That is utter nonsense. The Knicks, let me explain something. I understand you're repeating what they're telling you. That's their thinking. But let me explain what's wrong with it, okay? First of all, the idea that they're creating cap space for 2 max contracts, you better get 2 max contracts. And by the way, Knicks, the best player you get better not be Jimmy Butler, because that's the history of the Knicks. They aim for LeBron, they get Stoudemire. They aim for Charles Barkley, they get Larry Johnson. They aim for Tim Hardaway, they get Chris Childs. I remember all of this. In New York City, whenever there's a lot of times you have 2 teams in each sport, right? Because it's such a huge place.
Okay,
now, it's not to say that the
facts.
good franchise is always good. Sometimes it's bad, like the New York Giants right now. I understand that. But by and large, you have the Heritage franchise, the Yankees, the Giants, and the Clown franchise, the Mets, the Jets. The Knicks, unfortunately, are both. They are both the Heritage franchise in town, but they are, in fact, the Clown franchise because of the way they were run. If you are arguing, Knicks, that you need to create cap space for 2 max deals, or do you think we're stupid? The point of a franchise player on a rookie deal like Kristaps Porzingis, the point of a 7'3" pure shooting defensive monster who can put it on the floor, defend out in space, and protect the rim. The point of that guy is that you clear cap space to sign 2 max contracts, and you get to keep Kristaps Porzingis. Every other franchise would do that. Remember when the Rockets traded Hakeem Olajuwon to free up cap space so they could go after 2 max free agents? Or when the Dallas Mavericks did it with Dirk?
The only reason I'm disrespecting Max, or no, not disrespecting, disagreeing with Max, is because I have to see Porzingis come back. I know the history of big men and leg injuries. Put it this way, even if he does come back fine, that leg injury alone costed him about 2-3 years of his career. Yep. You know, he's still young. But at the same token, we gotta see how he comes back. And not just physically, but mentally. Most people don't like to talk about it. When you get hurt, that's not just a physical injury. That's a mental injury as well. Okay? Maybe I shouldn't jump this high anymore. Maybe I shouldn't run this fast anymore. Okay? That kind of stuff goes through your mind. Anyways, I've seen enough of this first take footage, man. You feel me? I appreciate you for joining me today. This that man Dooley. You know, subscribe to my channel. Tell a friend. The world's #1 analyst, baby. That's what I call me. Yeah. So, until somebody out there can prove me otherwise, you know, look at me. Until somebody out there can prove me otherwise, then that's about that. Yeah. That man.